Hey everyone, what is going on? What is going on? My name is Curtis Brooks. I am a men's life coach. I help men communicate from their brokenness to wholeness so they can move forward and claim healthy relationships. Guys, we have an absolutely wonderful broadcast or show for you today. I'm going to be doing a reaction video on a video that I seen not too long ago. Actually, this video is probably about almost quite well, a little bit under 2 years old. But as I was searching the internet and looking at other broadcasts, men and women alike who do this kind of video here or videos, this was one of the many videos that stood out. So I will in the future do a lot more reaction videos, but this one right here as being my first video here as we're getting started with this. This one stood out the most. So let's get started, guys. But before we get started, make sure you subscribe to our channel. That is It's Not Rocket Science Coaching on YouTube. So once again, It's Not Rocket Science Coaching on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, click the subscribe button and click the bell to be notified when we do more broadcasts. Thanks. So let's get started, guys.
So the point of me making this live was basically I realized today that I have nothing to offer a man. Nothing. And I feel like it took, number one, it took me 32 years to realize it because I just found that out today. So I was today years old when I realized it. And then it took me a lot of pride swallowing to be able to admit it. I'm going to tell you why I feel the way I feel. This is not based off anyone else. This is only based off myself. But I just wanted to share it just in case it may help somebody else.
Well, this video here is absolutely powerful. Again, at least this segment of the video, this particular video is probably about a little bit over 3 minutes long, but I carved out this segment here because I wanted to get started with this part of it and to say that it is absolutely hard to come to that census, or it's a hard place to eventually get to, because I think that when we're younger, and I got a quick story for myself, but when we're younger, we're told a lot of different things, and men and women alike, we're told a lot of different things. But for me, it was when I was around 18 or 19, and this is obviously many years ago. But in any event, right around when I was 18 and 19 years old, a young lady named Tracy, she had asked me pretty much the same question, and I definitely stumbled because I was so accustomed to meeting women and believing that I had something to offer. And at 18, 19 years old, that's just where I was at, and not necessarily having a whole lot to offer, but that's where I was at in mind. But nevertheless, when the script was flipped on me, I stumbled. I was out of there. And so I can absolutely understand where she's coming from. And again, for instance, with men and women, it can be definitely different. But I think with women, they're told a lot of different things. They're told that they're cute. They're told that they're this and they're that, and all these different things that the world tells them and shares with them. But I think at some point, there's a realization that we can come to if we slow down. And I think sometimes slowing down is what we need to do, is to come to certain realizations. And fortunately, I won't say unfortunately, but fortunately, there are times and places, much like this young lady here is Delilah, YouTube, or excuse me, TikTok video that she's done. She's come to that place, and how she gets there is interesting in itself, because she gets there from a place where a question was asked, and it really just made her slow down, as if, and the same thing happened with me many years ago. But yeah, there are those questions that people will ask of us to make us really slow down. And as I said, when this young lady, Tracy, asked me this question when I was like 18 or 19 years old, I was saying like, oh, I'm out of here. And I don't think I contacted her for about a week. 3 days to about a week, I got back in contact with her. So it can absolutely be a tough question. And yeah, but it can also be a powerful truth. And this, as the young lady says, what do you have to offer? What that she didn't have to offer anything. And so my question to you, men or women, what do you have to offer? And that's a valid question. So, but it can be a hard question to answer. So here's our second part of the video, guys.
I feel like I don't have anything to offer to a man because a man asked me what I had to offer him. And it was the way he asked that made me realize that I don't. He simply stated, I realize that you're single, but tell me what would I benefit from having you as my woman? Now, outside of the basics, like, oh, I look nice, I can cook, I work, I didn't have nothing else to offer. And the reason I realized that I didn't is because I got to thinking about myself, and all I've been doing for so many years is just working and taking care of kids. I don't know necessarily what I'm into, so there goes hobbies. I'm not necessarily sure my feminine level of energy because majority of my relationships, I wore the pants. So how can you, as a woman, offer to be a woman to a man if you've never fully been a woman? I am a woman because I'm a female, but I'm talking about like actually be a woman, like to a man. I've never experienced that, so I don't know what that feels like. So I can't honestly say that I have anything to offer as far as a woman outside of just being a woman. So that means all I really do have to offer is some pussy because I'm a woman and we have one. That's really not enough.
Wow. Yeah, she is. In my mind, I think she is absolutely keeping it 100. If they're still saying that, but in any event, yeah, there is a lot of truth to what she's saying. And again, I think that men and women, we come from entirely different spaces from this, but I mean, all in all, it is absolutely accountability. And I think that she's in her truth. She's being accountable to where she's at. And as a men's life coach, one of the things that I help men with is being able to communicate. And you have to be able to communicate your truth. You have to be able to articulate that. And this is absolutely what this young lady is doing, Delilah. She is communicating her truth. And I think the early part of the video at some point, or maybe it was this part of the video, I can't remember, where she gives her age at 32. And as I mentioned, for me, it was around 18 or 19 when this young lady had asked me this question, what do you have to offer? Same question that she was asked. And now, but yet the difference is that she's older. And again, she's a woman. She's coming, that whole question in itself, it's answered in again, women have their perspective on how they see it. And obviously men have their own perspective, but nevertheless, I think it's going to be obviously answered different from a man or a woman. But here's my point. Again, she's absolutely in her truth. And I think that one of the challenging parts of this is that it can be difficult for someone else to accept her truth. And it can be difficult for other people that may be interested in us to accept our truths. But I think there's a lot of healing in this piece of it, and I absolutely applaud her for being in that space. And again, when I was 18 or 19 years old, asked this question, I was absolutely, I didn't have any kids at that time. I didn't actually have kids until I was later, until probably around 32, had my first son. But nevertheless, I can absolutely appreciate where she's at. And I think that's what really interests me in this video is that I liked her truth. And we will all tell our truths or share our truths in different ways. And so I wasn't so much bothered on how she told her truth, but I enjoyed her truth. And I think at the end of the day, what we have to offer the other person, our partner in a relationship, it has a lot to do with where we're at, and we have to be able to. We have to be able to come to that understanding. We have to be, again, as Delilah is here, she has come into her truth. She's absolutely speaking her truth. And I think it has a lot to do with, again, a reality that she is absolutely being very courageous about. And it's a powerful place, to be honest. It's a powerful place. And I think that for a lot of us, if we give ourselves permission to get there, and it's not something that happens overnight. And let's just face it, it's not something that happens overnight. It will come. If that's what you're searching for, it will come. And oftentimes It comes by way of hearing other people's truths. And there's a scripture in the Bible, and I'll give this a little bit here, is that there's a scripture in the Bible that says, one plants and another waters, and God brings forth the increase. And so I think as part of our truth, we'll hear different truths along the way. They may not be our truths, but we'll hear different truths along the way as we are searching for our own truth. But you have to be searching now. I think you have to kind of get to a place, as it sounds with Delilah here, that you are sick and tired of being sick and tired. And then once you get to that place, you are ready to tell your truth. You're ready to say, hey, this is exactly where I'm at. And though she was much older than where I was when I was asked this question, as I said, around 18 or 19 years old, you have to get to that place where you're just sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you're ready to just come as you are and say, hey, this is where I'm at. This is my truth. And in order for me to make that change, I have to be accountable for where I'm at. I have to stop feeding into this this herd mentality, if you will. If everyone is doing it, I should be doing it too. And it's a challenge to step away from that, because it's safety sometimes. It feels like it's safety in numbers sometimes, but I think the true safety is just being honest with ourselves. And so Delilah did just that, and I absolutely applaud her. And not just because she's a woman or anything like that, but anyone who comes to that place where you're just sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you come into your truth. And some of us come into our truths at different times in life. Obviously, she was 32. Like I said, I was 18 or 19. And again, there are many different truths. But at that part of my life, when I was younger, that's just not where I was at. But she's obviously is at that place right now. So let's continue with the next video, guys.
I can't honestly say I can offer you a nurturing environment, because I'm too frustrated about the children that I have and the lack of help that I have with them. So it's like I can't necessarily be so nurturing to you when I'm frustrated at the amount of nurturing that I'm already doing. So therefore, I know I can't offer you that. I can offer cooking for you, but then to me, it comes at a price, because if you're coming and you're sitting and you're eating my food and you're not providing any of it, I'm a feel away. So now I'm offering you bitterness. That's not anything a man wants. Why would you want a bitter female? Well, I'm bitter because of my own merits. So it's not your job to fix the bitterness. It's my job to fix. As much as I want a man to come to me ready, able to provide, work, and handle himself, I think that me as a female, I need to have my emotions in check, because if a man wants peace, I don't have any, because I'm frustrated. I'm bitter, I'm emotional, I'm upset. So I made this video because today I realized that I don't have anything to offer a man outside of good looks. And I learned that I don't want a man for just his looks. So how can I be so selfish and only offer a bare minimum and expect so much? That is some unfair shit. Now, I don't know about all these other females. Other females may not agree or even feel the way I feel.
All right. Once again, I absolutely love this video. I think it's absolutely powerful. I love her truth. I love how she shares her truth. I love just the place of growth that she's in. Again, I don't know where she was at prior to this video, but again, this video is a couple years old, but once more, I absolutely love her truth. And I think that, matter of fact, I was sharing this with some friends years ago, is that I don't believe that God has made this thing so difficult for us. I first off, I'm a Christian, I'm a believer, absolutely, but I don't believe that God has really made this thing so difficult for us. And there's a scripture in the Bible that says that it's easier for a camel to get through an eye of a needle than it is for, it is for man and his many complexities, I guess. But there are some things that just are. And I think until we accept them for just what they are, and it doesn't necessarily mean that we are accepting people in their stuff, and just, hey, it's okay for you to be this way. No, and that's not what I mean. What I mean is that, as Delilah has just so nicely put it, is that she's coming into her truth. And when you come into your truth, you you can begin to establish something. You can begin to build something from there. And it's interesting that as Delilah is sharing her truth, she's talking about the nurturing. She's talking about the caring. She's talking about, I'm looking at my notes here too, guys. So she's talking about a lot of different things that she is not prepared to do, or perhaps haven't even seen yet, because as she stated, that she is a mother now. She's got her own kids, and it just things that she hasn't seen. And I would say that it also applies for a lot of us as men. Things that we have not seen. We have not seen, a lot of us as men have not seen men take their rightful places. And the women as well. As she stated, a lot of women have not seen that woman take her rightful place in a way of a couple, or in a way of a husband and wife, or in a way of what we experience as children in our own families, where mom, dad would be in their rightful places, treating each other with a level of respect. And again, she so nicely states that that's not where she's at right now. But interesting enough, the very place is not the very place where she's not at is the place where she needs to be. And I'm prayerful that she'll get there. She seems and sounds like she's a nice woman, but again, we're all at some point, or at some parts of life, rough around the edges, because let's face it, there are a lot of things that we just don't know, or we have not experienced. And if we have not experienced, it's hard to articulate that. I'm giving you my reaction to what Miss Delilah shares with us as it relates to her experience, and a gentleman asking, what do you have to offer? As I said before, I've been there. I know how difficult it could be. I was there around 18 or 19 years old. That was like a slap in my face. It was like somebody punched me in the mouth, and I had no rebuttal or no reply. But nevertheless, Delilah gives an excellent response to where she's at, And I love her response, guys. And as I said before, this is a wrap up here. We'll see you on next time. So once again, if you have not subscribed to our channel, please do so at the time. Click the subscribe button and that bell notification. So once we go live, or once we create more content, you'll be the first to know, or the first to see the content. And guys, we'll see you next time. Ciao for now. Bye-bye.